It's so common to mistake one thing for another, and especially if there are similarities. So you see people who think this is what it is when and that's exactly not what it is. And I'm going to limit my concern to an observation I made recently. A lot of people who think they're assertive are actually simply aggressive. And there's a world of difference between the two, but it's so easy to mistake one for the other. So someone comes across to you as bold, as assertive, but then if you look critically, you'll see that it is simply people being aggressive. Okay, so what are the differences between an aggressive person and an assertive person? I'm saying this because a few days ago I had an interaction with someone who looks up to me, and he was telling me how some boys were harassing her and how they will talk to her in a very demeaning manner and all of that. And she actually believes that they hate her, so they are picking on her. And so while I probed further, she said that on one particular occasion she gave them the length of her tongue. Well, I told her that in a world like ours, you cannot afford to be on couch. You cannot afford to just say whatever you want to say. And I remember telling her that you could actually get killed for nothing. So it requires that we begin to get enlightened and get refined so we can coexist with other people. And one way we, of course, show whether we are aggressive or, assertive is through what we say. But like in communication is not just about what you say, is even more about how you say what you say. So you could say something that is not hurting in a way that it hurts. Okay, what that simply says is that you could mean well, but end up saying things that will hurt people. Okay, so what are the differences? The basic difference between being assertive and being aggressive is that being assertive is always respectful, is always mindful of the capacity of words to hurt other people. And you don't want to use your mouth to hurt people. Even if they have hurt you with theirs, yeah, sometimes it's good to retaliate. But then some other times you show a higher level of intelligence and exposure by the way you answer. Okay, so an aggressive person does not care about the impact of his or her words. Okay, she is just concerned about let me tell them the way I feel. And you see, nothing causes more problem than that. You don't talk to your boss anyhow. You don't talk to your customers anyhow. You must show empathy. And even if you're dealing with a mini mad person, it's good for you to have a bit of composure so you don't give them back in their own coin. Incidentally, that's what we love to do. Let me show them that they are not the only ones that know how to talk. Let me give them a bit of what they gave me. Okay, and sometimes it gets worse. So you also see a lot of people who, especially as it has to do with gender, we have a lot of people who are always ready to explode, especially when a gender conversation, starts. Okay, so a lot of women are trying hard to give it back to the men. And I am personally a feminist because I believe that we cannot live in this world without understanding that coexistence is a key, without understanding that the man needs the woman and the woman needs the man. And so, whatever makes you feel that every conversation is a gender conversation, and then you must see it from a gender perspective, is also, setting us up for needless gender wars. But let's bring it back. The way you talk to people is characteristic of your level of exposure. Even the way you talk to a child, even the way you talk to the opposite sex. Respect is not gender biased. Well, maybe some gender, want to claim it as their entitlement, which I totally condemn. But I think that everybody deserves a level of respect. And if you're going to do that, stop hiding under, the guise of being assertive, because that's not what it means to be assertive. To be assertive means that when somebody hurts you, you intelligently, respectfully complain or express yourself. I mean, being assertive does not mean throwing insults up and down, right and left. No, that's not what it means. So there is a big difference between being assertive and being aggressive. And I hope you study further to find out, because once you lose respect in your communication, you've gone from the thin line of being assertive over to the other side, which is being aggressive. If you liked this conversation, I'd like you to like it on YouTube and all the platforms. Share as much as you can, because that's the way we increase information and enlightenment.